Hi everyone, my name is Alicia and I blog at pneumaticaddict.com. I actually have a tutorial on my blog about mixing toner I want to demonstrate for you guys. It's so extremely helpful. Almost all commercially purchased furniture has some sort of toner on it. It's one of those little known secrets of furniture finishers, but it's extremely helpful to use on all tones, all colors, all depths of wood. It helps even it out just a little bit, and you can also add a little bit more richness to it, to your stained wood, if that's what you need. So first of all, I want to start and I want to measure. The ratio that we're going to use is 1 part finish. So in this case, I'm using an oil-based semi-gloss polyurethane. You can use lacquer if you'd like. I prefer polyurethane. I feel like it applies the best. If you were using a water-based stain, you could use a water-based product like a polyacrylic, but you just need something that's going to give you a little bit of adhesion when you apply your toner. So for me, I'm using a semi-gloss polyurethane in this case. I've tried different sheens and I haven't noticed a huge difference between a satin, a semi-gloss, or a high gloss. Especially since you're going to be this is not going to be your final finish anyways, so pretty much use whatever you have on hand. Make sure that you stir it thoroughly. I have already stirred this can, so pretend like I was stirring this can for about 2 minutes. And one little tip I want to point out to you guys: don't waste your good kitchen utensils, your measuring cups and measuring spoons, to pour out your finished products. I've seen people using kitchen measuring cups before. Don't do that, you're going to ruin them. It's a lot more inexpensive just to use a disposable plastic cup, and I don't know if you guys can see, but I've made a line right here. And this is going to become my measuring cup. So the ratio that I have currently been using for my toner is 5 parts mineral spirits, 1 part finish. So I'm going to start with my finish. I'm going to measure up to that blue line that I created. And then I'm going to pour it into a separate cup. I'm mixing a very small amount of toner right now. If you are going to be doing a large piece of furniture, I recommend mixing more than you think you might need. You can always keep it if you need it, but it's very difficult to mix your color to the exact ratio a second time. So with let's say a large dresser, I would probably mix about 1 quart of toner. I probably wouldn't use that much, but I would like to have extra just in case I'm going to need additional coats. Okay, now I'm going to do 5 parts mineral spirits. Now if you were mixing a water-based toner, you'd be using water right now. Okay, so now I have my 5-to-1 ratio of mineral spirits to finish. I'm going to stir to make sure that my toner is blended together. Okay, you won't have to stir very long. Now I can add my pigments. So on my blog, I've talked about my love for universal tint before. It's a great product. It can be used in water-based, oil-based, shellac-based, pretty much any finish you can use universal tint in. This color is raw umber. I use this one a lot. You could also use furniture powders, which are powder pigment. You can get these from woodworking shops, or you can order them online. They come in pretty much any color under the rainbow. They're really great, and they come in a lot of really pretty natural wood colors. And then you could also actually use more stain. So once again, if you're using an oil-based toner, you want to make sure to use an oil-based tint as well. Okay, so for this, I think I'm going to mix a little bit of powdered pigment. A little bit goes a long way. So I'm eyeballing it, but I'm probably using about 1/2 teaspoon for this amount of toner. Make sure you stir to blend it well. And I actually want to add a little bit more cool dark tones to this wood. So I'm going to mix a little bit of ebony wood stain into my toner as well. Now the trouble is when you use stain in your toner, it's not going to be as highly pigmented as a tint or a powder dye. So you are going to have to use a little bit more. But you don't want to use too much because then it's going to change the formula of your toner and it might not dry as quickly as you want it to. Okay, so for this I'm only going to add a little splash of the ebony just to richen up my wood a little bit, and then make sure I blend it. Okay, so you can see it's very, very watery. That's the way that it's going to be. Unfortunately, it does make it a little bit more difficult to apply, but it's going to give you a really even finish this way. You're not going to get heavy areas or lap marks. And what you want in a toner is you really want it just to go on and kind of shade the wood. You don't want it to coat the wood like a finish. Okay, so now we have our toner mixed up. I'm going to go ahead and apply it to my board. For that, my preferred method is using a paint sprayer with a very fine spray. You can brush it on. I've demonstrated on my blog before that if you use a really high quality bristle brush, you can apply it. It's going to be more difficult and it will be easier for the toner to get too dark too quickly. So lately, my preferred method, like I said, is to spray it and build up coats. So I'm going to go ahead and get my paint sprayer ready and I will show you that next step.